Hello, so what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be solving some two-step equations. I've got two different varieties. I've got this page with a multiplication and division, and then after that we're going to solve another one with multiplication and division after that. So looking at this first one with multiplication in it, my goal is to get this x all by its lonesome. So I've got to first get rid of this plus 7, and then I'm going to get rid of this multiply by 2. So the first step, I've got to do the opposite of plus 7. So that tells me to subtract 7 from both sides of my equation. 2x doesn't have anything underneath it, so 2x stays the same. Plus 7 and minus 7 becomes nothing, so I don't have to write anything. And 11 minus 7 gives me 4. My next step is I've got to get rid of this multiply by 2. In order to get rid of multiply by 2, I have to do the opposite of multiply by 2. The opposite of multiplication tells me to divide by 2. So I divide both sides by 2, because if I do it on this side, I've always got to do it on the other side too. So then I'm left with just an x. 4 divided by 2 gets me 2. So that is my answer to this first problem. And if I wanted to make sure I was right, because I actually did this earlier and I got it wrong, so I got to make sure I got it right, I'm going to put that 2 back into my original equation. So if we look up top here, I replace this x right here with the 2 that I just got. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 7. Is that equal to 11? Why, yes it is. So since that is the same thing on both sides, I got that one right. Whew. All right, moving on to problem number 2. Same process again. I want to get this x all by its lonesome. So I've got to get rid of the addition and then the division. Just like over here, we got rid of addition first and then dealt with multiplication and division. Same thing over here. We got to get rid of addition first and then the division. So subtract 4 from both sides, because that's the opposite of adding. Here we are adding 4, so we subtract 4. Here we're adding 7, so we subtract 7. So we get x over negative 2 equals 11 minus 4 is 7. Now, we've got to get rid of this division. And we have to be careful with this division, especially since there is this minus right here. That minus is something that can be very easily missed. In fact, when I was writing this problem down, I missed writing that minus. So I'm going to catch this minus now. I want to get rid of a divide by negative 2. The opposite of division is multiplication. So I'm going to multiply not by 2, but by negative 2, because that's going to get rid of that negative and the 2. So I'm going to multiply 7 by negative 2 as well. So x equals negative 14 for my answer. All right. And if we wanted to, we could put that back in, but I think this video is getting a little long, so if you would like, you can put that back in and make sure that I got that answer right. In the next one, so the order's changed. Before we had x starting over on this side, now it's over here. It doesn't make any difference. Same thing over here. Before, x was hanging out on this side, but now it's over there. It doesn't make any difference. Our goal is still to get that x all by its lonesome. So, same as before, I have to get rid of this addition. Before I can get rid of this multiplication, I have to get rid of addition first. So I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides. Do it on one side, you got to do it on the other as well. Plus 8 and minus 8 is nothing. Minus 3x doesn't have anything underneath it, so it just stays the same. 15 minus 8 gets me 7. Now I've got to get rid of this multiply by negative 3. In order to get rid of multiply negative 3, just like in the last one, I'm going to divide not by 3, because if I did this, I wouldn't get this minus as well. I've also got to tack on a minus there. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 3. So in the end, my answer is 7/3, and we can leave it like that. That's okay. Equals x. Another good answer might be if you wanted to call it, not 6, excuse me. Instead, we could call it 2 1/3. That also would be a good answer. Either one works. I kind of like the first one. The first one I like a little better because it's less work. Moving on to this one. Same thing as before. And suddenly we've got subtraction now instead of addition, but that doesn't make any difference. We still deal with the subtraction before we deal with the division. So we're going to add 4. Adding is the opposite of subtracting, so we want to add 4 to both sides. Minus 4 and plus 4, that's nothing. This doesn't have anything underneath it, so it just stays the same. It just stays at x over 4. And 17 plus 4 should be 21. Now I've got to get rid of that divide by 4, so I'm going to multiply by 4. Multiplication is the opposite of division. So x equals 4 times 21 should get me 84. Whew, that is a big number. I'm going to double check that number because that feels a little big, a little suspicious to me. So I'm going to put it back in. Plus, I haven't done that in a while, so it's a good thing to do. I'm going to take this 84 and replace it with the x that we've got on top. So I'm going to check this answer. I haven't done this since the first one, but I think it's a good thing to do. 84 divided by 4 minus 4. I just rewrote the original problem with the answer that I came up with. So I don't know. I got to see if this equals 17. We're going to investigate. So first thing, I'm going to do 84 divided by 4, and I get 21. Then I'm going to do 21 minus 4. Still don't know if this is the same. Oh, I'm going to know in a moment. And 21 minus 4, well, sure enough, that is 17, so I did get that right. So those are my 4 problems. If you've got any questions, come track me down and I'll help you out. Keep practicing.